Hello and welcome to Tutuca-Bench, an experiment I'm doing to see how good coding agents are at using a library they don't know and it's not in the training set. So I've been adding some support to the library and the CLI to make it easier for coding agents to learn how to use it and to use it. So let's start by going to the landing page and ejecting the counter example. Clicking the eject here, it's going to download a zip file. We are going to unzip the file and we can see there's a lot of stuff there, and we are going to copy it to Claude, Gemini. Let's see if Codex, I still have quota there, and let's do OpenCode if we have time. And so first I'm going to go to counter Claude and start Claude. And I'm going to start the server at 8001. And I'm going to say the same to all of them. Change the app to be a Todo-MVC style app. Not more than that. It should get everything else from context. Now, let's go to Gemini. And start the server 8002 and say the same thing. I'm going to go to the browser and start them. I'm going to add a note for myself on which one is which. And let's do OpenCode, which is because I work. It's an interesting to compare an open weights model. Oh, no, wait. Well, it's reading the Claude skill. The ejected file, let's start again. Because the ejected file ships with a Claude skill in the .claude file folder, and Gemini and Codex don't see them there, which is dumb for all of them. It wants to load the skill now. Yeah. And yeah, Gemini loves to ask for permission. The new auto mode for Claude is much nicer. So let's start OpenCode 8003. I'm going to use the default Big Pickle and change the app. OpenCode, I think it's easy. It sees Cloud files. So let's start that one. And finally, if it works, Codex. And 8004. At this point, probably Claude already finished, and Gemini. Usually Gemini finishes first, unless it asks for permissions. And yeah, it realizes it has to install things, which is a good thing. It's using the test and lint and render comments from the CLI. So it finished. Let's see. So Claude, we have a to-do app. I can create, let's see, yeah, I can edit, I can mark as done, I can remove, I can filter, it counts correctly, I can filter and the toggles change and I can click completed, so it's a fully functional Todo-MVC app. Let's see if Gemini finished. Yeah, it's linked in too. I noticed this, it hallucinates syntax probably. I mean, it's not valid syntax anywhere else, kind of makes sense. Maybe from view, the closest thing. Maybe I have to add a note to a skill but Gemini does that, the others don't do it. The thing is that it loaded the skill, so it knows the syntax, but it probably assumes that there's more syntax than what the skill says. I should say there that there's no additional syntax. But yeah, it catches it with the linter, and now it's testing. But so yeah, I mean, it hallucinated. Now it lint passes, the test pass. Yeah, it finished. So let's reload. It looks nicer. It starts with some sample things. The filters work. Clear completed work. Removing doesn't work. Let's tell it. So let's leave it working, and yeah, I don't have tokens for Codex, so next time. Big Pickle is still fighting. It is the last one, so it makes sense that it takes longer. And now let's add some extra work. Add tabs. Make to-do app the first tab, the second. I guess you can read. I don't have to say it out loud as I type. So now link passes, test pass. It will explain the fix to me. I can try it instead. Yeah, now it works, cool. Let's see, it doesn't have edit and double click, which Claude added. I'm not going to ask for it, but let's add this. And Big Pickle seems to still be at it. Let's see, maybe already has something to show. No. I mean, still working. It still comes with these conditional attributes. It's trying to look for Git, I don't know. The previous time I tried, Gemini was much better. And that's the interesting thing, like they hallucinate syntax because the name of the framework and the code doesn't tell anything to the coding agent, but using the CLI, the linter, the render subcommand, and the tests and the skill, it corrects them, and they try something until it kind of works. sometimes it lints, it renders, and the test pass, and still like the logic is wrong. And I'm trying to add features to catch that. But it's interesting that if you provide like the harness, as they call it, you can make it do new things. And the work from now on is to catch, for example, to catch all of these hallucinations of extra syntax added to also add nodes to the skill. So Gemini finished, probably Claude too. So we have the tabs, and the tabs work, and Celsius to Fahrenheit doesn't work. I mean, yeah, and let's see, yeah. This is something that Claude does all the time. It may have a reason. Like the Celsius Fahrenheit here works and it has a default. Panel is off. Check. I think that's, I never researched what's the case. Yeah, it didn't load. I mean, the next thing I can do is, it's an easier version of this, is to load the skills up front, because there are 3 skills. The one for Tutuca, the framework, one for Marga UI, which is the UI library, which is in the browser fork of Daisy UI, which works on top of Tailwind, and Immutable.js. So it doesn't load the Marga UI skill, so it makes mistakes. So if you know the mistake it's doing, you can kind of fix it. At least now it like shows which one is the highlighted one. It doesn't look nice still, but it's called, yeah, probably I reloaded too fast. Yeah, now, yeah, it was that. And the thing is that it made a mistake because it didn't load the skill and didn't saw the command pitfall. And when you have conditional classes that are in the code but not in the views. And let's see if this is fixed. It has a default and it updates. Yeah, just one hint. Let's see if Big Pickle seems to be in a pickle. Let's try to add. I mean, I can mark as done. Let's see. Let's try to help it. And it's kind of the same I did with Claude. Just said to load the skill, and this one works. And while this one is doing its job, let's try the final boss. Again, Todo-MVC is in the training set, but not my framework. The Celsius to temperature converter is from 7 GUIs. And let's try this CRUD. I'm going to just say with. It's a big challenge, but let's see what they do. So this one, it's mostly testing like what's the state of open weight models. I think Big Pickle is GLM 4.5 or 4.6. and they are a little bit behind, but I guess they are. I mean, it will be interesting to try with the ones that were released in the last couple of weeks, like DeepSeek 4 and others. But yeah, that will be for the next one. I have to standardize the benchmark before it gets in the training set. Yeah, it's using correct class names from the framework. So it's doing the same as Claude, which is using, I don't know why it inserts some weird like special characters there. So if the lint is okay, it should look nicer. Nice. That was a big improvement. Just loading the skill, you see what the difference it makes between loading the skill and not loading it. So can mark as complete, double click doesn't edit, can filter, and what else? The remove button is wrong and doesn't work. Let's tell it. But like the difference between loading the skill and not loading it. It says double click to edit it. It doesn't. It doesn't. It probably it's like adding that because in Todo-MVC it's a requirement. Let's see. They are in the CRUD thing. And another thing I wanted to show, the idea of the framework also is that if you go to the code is 500 lines. It's nothing crazy. And if you go read it, it's like there's a to-do component with these fields, these methods, input handlers, and a view, a to-do app with methods, input handlers, bubble, event handlers, and a view, a converter, same fields, input handlers, and a view. This is the CRUD fields, method, input handlers, and a view, and the CRUD, same. So it's pretty reviewable. It's not like, it's, I would say, essential complexity. You can just read it. It's not slop. It's not like in 25 files. It's not a lot of noise. And in fact, like if you see the code is actually 400 lines, then you get like the list of components that are have to register, what's the root of the application, and examples that the agent uses to smoke test, and then tests that the agent uses to test, that it understands how the framework works. It wrote a lot of tests. So here it's describing tests for the to-do component, and it like adds some tests for that, and it runs them to make sure it works. So it's the idea is not only that it can write code, but the code it writes is short and a human can review it. It's not like 37,000 lines of code per day or something like that. So Gemini says it's finished. We have the tabs. Let's see. We can select elements, but they don't allow me to do it. So let's add one. I can't create. I mean, the UI is good. It does what it says. The entries render correctly, like, but selecting does nothing and editing does nothing. I'm not going to go and correct it because it will take a long time and the video will go longer. This is the next stage. Like, can I add anything to the skill or to the CLI to make it work this kind of problem? Because it's interesting. Like, you are adding, you're selecting, you are enabling and disabling buttons and like updating the selected entry. So it's pretty stateful. And let's see. Claude says it's finished. So, wow, that's cool. Let's, oh, I have to first write and then click update. I don't know if that's in the requirement. I haven't read. Cool. And then let's, wow, it works one shot. Let's see. And the filter. Wow, that's, I guess Claude wins today. And I guess OpenCode is, I never gave the Celsius to OpenCode, or is still fighting against it? Oh, now like delete works. I'm not going to do the next two for OpenCode because it will take a long time, but you can see like, I guess first place for Claude, second place to Gemini, and third place to Big Pickle. And in terms of style, Gemini won, I guess. And I mean, the one from OpenCode looks really nice, but I haven't seen the tabs and the rest. I mean, this one is pretty basic, but and the interesting thing about this one is that it looks almost the same as the one in the specification. So yeah, I'm going to do a second round when I have access to Codex and more a more standard definition of the benchmark.